I will. This is just a despicable, evil act. Think about these innocent people come in on a flight. According to law enforcement, we've lost 5 lives here. We have people in our hospitals fighting for their life. This is something that nobody in Florida is going to tolerate, and we will do everything we can to hold whoever's responsible for this to the full extent of the law. This is just a disgusting act by whoever did this.
Well, we know the suspect who was arrested, apprehended, Esteban Santiago. Based on everything you know right now, Governor, and you obviously know a lot more than we do, is it one individual who did this, or were others potentially involved?
According to the Sheriff's Department in Broward County, there was one shooter, but there are still a lot of unanswered questions. I'm still at the airport being briefed by law enforcement. They are, there's a crime scene here. They've shut down the airport. They're going through every piece of the airport to find out exactly what happened. They're talking to everybody. But this is just a despicable act on innocent people. I've reached out all day. I came over here. I landed about 2:20. I heard from President-elect Trump right away and Vice President-elect Pence right away. I've kept them informed. I've talked to the sheriff's departments around the state where we have major airports, our National Guard, to make sure they're ready. My focus: hold people accountable and keep people safe.
What else can you tell us about this suspect, Esteban Santiago, Governor?
Well, it'll come out there. I mean, we're in the middle of an investigation, and it'll come out as they confirm the information. Right now it's the middle of an investigation. Everybody's working well together. The Sheriff's Department, the FBI, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. Everybody's working together to make sure we find out exactly what happened, who was accountable, and then we'll hold them accountable. You
got to make sure that it doesn't happen again. Do you know anything about a potential motive?
Right now I don't know. There's an ongoing investigation. Today I announced that I'm going to put more money in our budget for counterterrorism in intelligence efforts, and so it's very important that all of us understand what happened. Now we're doing everything we can to take care of the displaced passengers. We've got resources available for them. They can go to floridadisaster.org /info/info. But we're going to do everything we can to take care of them. I'm going to continue to pray for the individuals in the hospital that we don't lose another life here.
Would you characterize this, Governor, as a terrorist attack? 5 people were killed, 8 people injured, and as you point out, some of them now fighting for their lives in Fort Lauderdale hospitals.
Well, I think what we know so far, Wolf, is this is clearly an evil act. This is it's despicable. People just flying, in and being murdered by this shooter. It's despicable. This stuff is going on. I am going to do everything I can to keep everybody safe that comes to our state, and I'm not going to tolerate any of this. And I'm going to do everything I can to hold whoever was responsible. There's an investigation going on, but whoever it was, we're going to hold them accountable.
Do you believe, Governor, that airports in Florida, and as we know, those airports are huge, a lot of tourists coming in, a lot of Floridians using those airports, but actually airports around the country as well need to rethink how they approach security, specifically at baggage claim?
Wolf, I reached out to all the major airports in the state today and the sheriff's departments in each of those counties, just to make sure they had all the resources they needed. The way you do this is we're going to find out what happened here. We'll figure this out, and then if something else needs to be done, we will do it. Florida's at a 45-year low in our crime rate. We look at what's happened, and we figure out how to improve constantly.
Governor, where does the investigation go from here?
Well, right now, I'm sitting right outside the terminal where the shooting was. They're interviewing people. I remember the Pulse attack. They went through. They'll understand. They'll talk to everybody they can. They'll know where every bullet went. They'll know everything about this. The FBI, the Sheriff's Department, but the FBI does a very thorough job of trying to figure out what happens here. So right now, we're going to find out what happened. I know law enforcement will, is committed to to provide information as they're able to, but they don't want to do anything that would impact their investigation.
I know you got to run, Governor. The airport, I take it, is still shut down.
Yeah, right now, Wolf, the airport is shut down. They're sweeping the entire airport. So the terminal where the shooting was is clearly going to take a while. It's a crime scene, right? So it's going to take a while before it reopens.
Governor Rick